Oh, Toys Day. I know
Oh
you're always,
God,
I know
dude.
you're just adjusting your thing, but it's just, I love watch coming in. We get to see your big old biceps.
Um,
Oh,
can you hear
welcome,
me?
my worshipers. Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, dude?
Okay. I was trying to hit sound and there was no sound on the intro. Did you hear sound on the intro?
I can hear something in the intro.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude. My daughter is doing her taxes. And there's some questions. So
No,
that's what the delay was there. I'm like,
I,
okay.
I'll admit I normally have no issue doing the old taxes, but fucking last year I got audited, had to go back, collect like all 7 years worth. You're digging for
Oh,
everything. So this year I've got almost like PTSD of it. You know what I mean? I've started it, I've done all the
mm,
normal part, and now I'm at the part where I need to start going through every single little freelance transaction and anywhere
ugh,
that currency is coming in and any different web, you know
mm,
what I mean? And that's the
mhm.
nitty gritty fucking annoying part that like you miss one goddamn thing and they're so annoying about it. Let's be real, man with the tax. I get they're busy over there. They're doing their work and all that jazz. But if you see an issue on my taxes, hit me the first year. Don't don't make everybody go back 7 years, my dude. If somebody looks and you're like, this seems odd. We probably honestly just accidentally made a mistake. Don't make us then try and fucking find 7 years worth of shit, dude. You know how many times I've moved in 7 years? How many fucking T4s I've had in 7 years? Anyways, taxes.
The funny thing is, like, and you see memes about it all the time, dude, like around tax time, which is pretty much where we're at right now, right?
Yes.
Stuff like it's crazy how they know, but then we gotta like let them know how much we think it is, and then they punish us if we're wrong. And it's like, but you know already. If you know already, why don't you just do it? How about this? How about stop taking 40% of my money? How about that? That would be fucking awesome, dude. That'll never happen, but you know.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Anyways, it's a first time doing taxes, so
Oh,
like I said, there is some
of
some
course.
questions there, and then I looked and it
I,
was like 559. I'm like, gosh, shit.
yeah, it sneaks up every time, dude. Otherwise, how you been doing,
Does.
man?
Oh, I've been doing okay, man. How have you
Yeah,
been, dude?
I've been doing okay, man. I've been doing okay. I think everybody's in the same boat. We're fucking tired, dude.
Yeah, dude, no shit,
Not to mention,
right?
we got hail last week. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still just getting those little signs of winter, pissing me off.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. It's been like 80s here for a minute now. You know, that's I mean, shit, that's a real winter. We don't have much of a winter here. We do, but it's like, very mild compared to what everybody else calls winter. Mr. Ordinary in the house, that's nothing
Hey, you
compared
want
to what he experiences.
I was gonna say normally we would say hi to all the homies in the chat there, but it's pretty small right now. Fuck Toys, Mr. Ordinary, Jazz Wizard, Fletcher Sandwich, Toys and Tits, and Cubby Cold Cuts.
What up?
What is up? Even
Um,
no folklore tonight popping in. Maybe I'm just not seeing the chat in real time. Maybe
oh,
that's
he'll
the
be
issue.
there. He'll
Oh
be
yeah,
here. Yeah,
it's only 4 minutes in.
that's true.
Right.
Busy show tonight, dude. Headcase toys in the house, in the waiting room, and Robot Resurrection, dude. Uh,
Yeah.
I didn't really get a I didn't really see everything the day it was posted, obviously, because I really started looking at it today, and there was a lot of shit in
Right.
there that I didn't see. That's why I started sending pieces over. I don't know how many you had tagged, but and look, there we go, dude.
Admittedly, I'm a sneak about it. I knew you were gonna fire over like five into the DMs, and I was kind of like, all right, well, once I see which one to be is chosen, saves me having to try and figure out if I got to go back and change any of mine. So then I just avoid the five you picked. But then as we were even talking, we'll probably end up looking at all of them pretty quick, but we'll still probably end up scrolling through all of them because there wasn't all that many of you in this one. It wasn't like there was like 100 artists with like three pieces
Mhm.
each, so we'd probably knock it out.
Yeah, dude, and it looked like I think I saw pretty much everything, man. That hashtag worked. I guess, I guess depends on,
Right.
I guess it's different for everybody, man. Mine was really limited at one point when I would put in the hashtag for the
I
show.
think it's three for Instagram right now.
Four.
Is it four? Okay. What do I know?
4 or 5, something like that. But yeah, dude, it's dropped off. I think I said, dude, at one point it was weird, dude. On They were doing like some sort of test because my personal account, I've only been able to add a handful of hashtags for a long ass time.
Right.
But for the show, we were still able to put, I think it was what, 30? Uh Up till a certain point. It went from 30 to like 5, I think, 4 or
You, you,
5. But
if they were a retail, they'd be fucked all the time, dude. The amount of times that like the desktop version of their app doesn't work the same as like the app on a phone versus even like the URL on a phone versus you on your iPhone versus me on my Android versus you imagine going into like a retail space or something like that, and like any given day, they're like, oh no, our website doesn't work the same as the menus we have here. You looked online to see what we had available our hours, but no, they're different here. And yeah, you can get this special. It's like I'd fucking strangle somebody.
yeah,
Sorry.
bro, I can name places like that. Ross, Walmart, just
You
locally
know,
here. There's some places like that. You're just like, nah, dude, I've been to places like that for sure.
Toronto,
Um,
unfortunately, we're large enough that it's fucking bullshit. You see the geographic increasing in pricing depending on where shit is, you
mm,
know? It's like the closer you get to downtown, it's almost like, well, it's not even almost. Those stores near the downtown, they think to themselves, oh, you're fucking stuck downtown and you want this thing right now. You need a bottle of water while you happen to be downtown Toronto? $6. But like here in
mm,
the West End, if I hit the Rabo over here or something like $2, and it might be the difference of literally like you're just taking the subway home. You just tell yourself, you're like, I'm not buying anything on my way home from work. Just wait till you fucking get to your end of town. Even something as simple as toilet paper. It'll be like on special downtown at the grocery store, $20. Come down here, $8.99. You're like, yeah, fuck it. It's priced geographically. They understand that like you want to live in the core of Toronto, you're paying higher rent, and you want to be able to have access to this shit. Well, guess what? You're gonna be paying more because it's right there for you.
yeah. Yeah, same here, man. Especially gas is probably the biggest one right now. Like Bay Area gas is nuts, dude. I think I hit up
You're,
like it was like
sounds like a
almost
country
seven
band.
bucks. Oh, dude, it was like almost $7 a gallon for premium. That's fucking, isn't that wild, dude? That's craziness. That's fucking nuts, dude. But anyways, toys,
Right?
dude.
Just an influence. It's not a fucking so toy related all the
Yeah,
time, dude.
right.
Toys, toys.
Yeah, sometimes you got to drive to get them,
That
kind of
pile
shit.
over there. I know you weren't going to be doing show and tells today. You got a little
Yeah.
pile of some head case stuff
Well,
there.
I will show one real quick. The rest of them, these are all head case toys pieces,
That's
so
what I
we're
was
gonna talk
thinking.
about some of these. But this one right here,
Oh, that's
dude.
neat.
Ooh, oh man. That is a piece by Gong Kong Studios, who actually is gonna be on the show. Is it next week? Yes, next week. Gong Kong's gonna be on. This is painted by Ophelia.
Nice.
Uh, and he's got the doll eye right there, but that's a vinyl piece. Super sick, dude. Bam.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So that's the only
And
thing that I got there. But like I said, the rest of it, these are two old school head case pieces too.
that's just yeah. I'm looking at. I'm thinking to myself, how have you not ripped those open?
Well, this one just stays closed, but this one actually has a removable blister or like a pop open blister. And I did take pictures and post both of these like, man, fucking years ago, dude. Probably,
Hmm,
God, dude, probably what, 4 or 5 years ago now, something like that.
there you
But yeah,
go.
dude, he goes back to 2017.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
You know,
some vintage stuff in there. And actually, one of the pieces here, there's two of them from Assembly Required. One of them goes back to his very first post, which will be cool to talk about.
the fucking Power Ranger Lionhead thing.
Yes, that's the one.
Jesus, I was even literally looking at that one. Literally, love that. I was a teenage werewolf ranger. Just one of those ones you just kind of eye roll. You're like, oh,
Yeah, I know, dude. Really cool though. But yeah, like I said, those are back in
almost 10
2017.
years.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
a
grab some
decade.
coffee real quick. I'm gonna grab some coffee. I'll be right back.
Oh my god. Well, while B is
All right.
grabbing coffee, I'm gonna I jokingly roll my eyes at the poor guy. Thinks I'm actually being serious. I'm gonna check this out. We're gonna just do a little share screen then to show you guys at home what we're actually talking about. So as B was saying, we're gonna pull head case in like 2 seconds anyways, and talk about all of the same shit. But 2017. So I mean, happy almost a decade, by the way. But damn, dude, look at those colors too. Specifically, I'm looking at this fucking like lolly green over here.
Mm,
Now, where is Headcase? Are they in the States?
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For fuck's sakes, man. But
Mm.
no.
That pink with the dark rub on it.
Dude, I was literally just looking at that thing like, what a fucking difference that wash makes.
Yeah, dude, there's a couple different pieces in that thread that have that same thing on it, man. That looks super sick. I love that.
See, and meanwhile, this looks like it's actually got like the green rub on there. Rather than hypothesize and just kind of, you want to get anything out of the way here before we pull the old Headcase toys in?
Oh, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I'm ready, man. We got head case toys, and like we said, we're gonna go through uh Robot Resurrection 3, dude.
Mhm.
That's gonna be a night for sure. What about you, man? How you been?
I'll be honest with, I have no idea. I got left side is fucked today. So if at any point you
Okay.
guys see me glitching out, that's all.
Okay. All right. All right.
I kind
Fair
of
enough.
joke with, and I joke with one of the homies at work. It's like if the organs are all failing, just do it already, you know. And then the last thing actually I'll say as well, only because why the hell not? It's fun. It's not the smoking, Zemmitko. I'm not smoking.
Hmm.
The fucking no smoking sign. I take it personally now every time. Speaking of smoking, I'm outside just about to grab a coffee the other day, dude. That fucking neighborhood I work in, it's so wild shit. As I'm at this start, I'm near this fire hydrant. Some dude out of nowhere just comes up, puts his leg up on the fire hydrant, starts grabbing his dick in my face. I'm just like, what the fuck, right? Turn around. I'm not really looking to like get in a fight with some like crackhead today. So turn around. Guy comes around the other side of it, just keeps jiggling his junk at me. I was like, what the fuck? Grab some dude's bike, whips it onto the road, get into the coffee shop to grab my coffee. And like, even one of the old dudes in front of me is just like, oh, that guy with the bike over there, like, he's a real dangerous fella. And all I can think is like, man, like, you all bring it upon yourselves. Like, you fucking give these people money all the time and buy them food all the time. And, ah, I get it, but I sound like such a heartless piece of shit. No,
Hmm.
his junk was in his pants. Thank fuck, folk. Yeah. Toys,
Hmm.
toys, toys,
Yeah.
toys.
Right.
I need to just start shutting the. I don't know why I talked him out. Dude, Headcase, you cool to come in, my dude?
He's ready.
For fuck's sake.
What's
Sorry
up,
about that,
man?
man. What is going on?
Hey, hey, how's it going?
Good,
He's
dude. How are
sitting there
you?
just like
Good,
Jesus
good.
Christ.
She's like, what
What
have I
the
got
hell did I
myself
sign up for?
into?
John,
Yeah,
I gotta follow
exactly.
that.
Oh, dude, before we get carried away here, we're gonna do the classic. We're gonna make you big full screen here. You tell everybody at home who you are, what you do.
Headcase Toys, from Michigan, right outside of Detroit. Um, I've been casting, bootlegging, bootlegging kit bashes, whatever, for almost 9 years now. Um, so, yeah, just kind of started out of watching a video online. I think it was an old Sucklord video where there was a brief glimpse of his process, and I said, "Oh shit! Like that looks homemade. I could easily do that." I mean, at the time, I thought he had him made in like a studio somewhere else, and I just kind of taught myself how to do it. So, been doing it ever since. On and off here and there. Take some long breaks, but I'm just always drawn back to the studio, and it's just something I love doing.
I gotta hop there. Taught myself how to do it now 9 years ago because many of us are COVID babies.
Mm-hmm.
Enlighten us, please, what teaching yourself to do it kind of looked like for somebody 9 years ago making toys.
So it was, I mean, thankfully there was some YouTube tutorials. So once I learned, you know, where to find silicone, like good silicone. I mean, my first venture out to get silicone was this. this hardware store by my house that like for some reason specializes in casting products, and they have like some graffiti spray paint there also, but a ton of like monster clay, and they kind of make their own silicone, and it's instead of an easy like half to half ratio like Smooth On has or Reynolds, it was like a 10 to 1. So you'd have this big tub of like a white silicone base in this tiny little bottle. So I had to like, kind of really measure everything out, and it was just like if you've ever used Umu, like it was it was that type of like toughness, and it just broke apart real easy. And I said, I can't do this. I got to get my hands on something else. And finally, I found out about Reynolds and kind of went there and been going there ever since. Thankfully, there's one like 20 minutes from my house, so that's nice.
And B, go for it, man.
I thought you were gonna say something right there. Damn, dude. Okay, so 2017, that's when it starts off, man. As far back as I can go, you got about 200 posts in there going back to 2017. And we started off right away with this figure. You know what? I realized that I had not even opened this yet. But this piece from Assembly Required is the very first one that you casted. And I believe this is a kit bash that you did. And you went back to this design because, man, this thing is super clean. The ones that were in the post from your very first ones, those were super cool. But tell us about this, dude. What made you go with that for your very first figure?
So, yeah, I mean, I when I was a kid, I had both figures, and that's where the kit bash came from, was my old duffel bag full of toys from when I was a kid. But playing with them, I used to just put that mask on that Power Ranger, and then lo and behold, years later, I said, shit, like this should be the first one. So minimal sculpting on it just to kind of blend the back hair into the helmet, but yeah, I was pretty happy with it. At the time, I didn't have like a good computer or anything, so all the graphics that I did for the bags were all like done on my phone and printed out at Staples. So it was I mean, most of the graphic stuff I do is like through cutting and pasting. Like I'm hardly a graphic designer at all, but
You said that you had picked up on a couple process tips from those old Sucklord videos. What led you to the Sucklord videos, man? Were you watching those like on the regular? Because a lot of people that I talk to do that exact same thing, man. And I know for like myself and Hurt Toys, when we were watching it was almost him being an artist, like he picked up on it almost right away. And for the life of me, dude, I can't even remember how we stumbled upon it was on YouTube for sure because we weren't even on Instagram yet. But how did you fall into that?
so I was a collector of like the Kid Robot stuff, like
Mm.
Dunnies and stuff like that. Way back in the day, there was a store that I would go to, and got kind of hooked on blind box for a minute, and then one of my buddies picked up a Sucklord piece at that store, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let me look into this guy a little bit. And then from there, it was like, okay, like, so there's this other alternative art, not so much produced by a big corporation, not really sold in stores. You got to get it right from the artist. And I love that. I thought that was great. So just kind of fell into that and started looking up more and more, and thankfully led me to here.
Dude, do you think, I mean, because if you go back through your posts, I think what's really cool, man, is that like it's very consistent, right? It's like 3.75 figures looking really cool, and you can kind of see that development go through, because then you land on a pressure pot and you're just like, holy shit, there's
Hmm.
pressure pot things fucking nuts. Um, do you think going through that, and that was still all within like the back half of 2017, so it seems like you were kind of getting through the aches and pains pretty quick. Do you think going through all that stuff early kind of, I mean, shit, dude, I mean, we're 9 years later now,
Hmm.
and you're still doing it. I think, is that something that you think has kind of sustained it, where you feel like you kind of got it down, and so you can, I mean, like I said, dude, it's been 10 years. That's a long time for a lot of people.
I mean, there's been like, I've made a lot of mistakes over the years, like a lot of things that I've made or things that I've casted that I've never even posted. To where I'm like, this is shit. This isn't really my brand. This is, a test subject more or less. And but I do think like being able to find out early on, and of course, like before people were really like, I mean, right now the scene is insane. Like when I started doing it, it was very small. Like, I'd say maybe 200 people overall, and I'm guessing there's probably thousands now, which is great. But back in the day, like a lot of the stuff I was looking up was for pressurizing like wood casting, like to minimize the bubbles in that. So, obviously same principles apply. But yeah, definitely. It was a lot of the tips that I got, like around the time I started, probably within the first year, there was the Super Suck Hour podcast, and then there was the Killer Bootlegs podcast. So I'd be at work, and at the time I worked in a warehouse, and I'd just, be walking through with my headphones on, listening to these podcasts all day, and just like soaking it in, hearing what the other like early artists had to say and what they were doing.
Yeah. Dude, last time we talked, I saw you at Assembly Required, and you were just getting ready to go to Japan, dude. Number one, how did that go? And I think are you a collector of Japanese vinyl?
I was on that trip.
Hell yeah, dude. Tell me about that.
So there's so I mean, Japan was great. My wife went there to run the Tokyo Marathon.
Nice.
So props to her. I mean, she kills it. Great athlete. But I had to make it a point to like find as many stores as I could, and there's Japan's toy culture is just insane. Like everywhere you go, there's little toys, little vinyls. Like, there's the crazy stuff that big Sofubi, or there's like the tiny little blind box things. Just the toy capsule machines everywhere. Like it was incredible. Like just to see that toy culture so deeply ingrained in the culture, like overall, like it was great. There's this store called Mandarake that specializes in like manga comics and vinyl toys, and I picked up a few pieces from there. I posted them on Instagram. I honestly don't even know who made them, but they were some local artists from there, I'm guessing, just like some small vinyl. I also got some Japanese vinyl from over there, like just like old Godzilla toys, dirt cheap. I mean, probably $3-4 a piece. God, this one here. This was the Kamen Rider, huge piece.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was 1,000 yen, which comes out to like $6, for like this.
Yeah, dude.
And it was used. They said package damaged, and I'm not really sure where the damage is on it, but for $6, I mean, you got to pick it up.
Oh my god, dude! I've been buying those things like there's no fucking tomorrow, dude, because they're so cheap. They're so cheap, dude.
Oh yeah,
even if you go on like Amazon, dude, and you get like like the 4 to 6 inch ones, they're just, I mean, like you said, dude, $5 to $12. I mean, how can you not? You're making me buy it.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, overall, like great experience. I want to go back and really like dig in. I was kind of when I went to that store, it was like early on in the trip, so I was a little hesitant to spend money because I didn't know how much the rest of the trip was going to be.
Yeah.
But next time I go, for sure, I'm dumping some cash over there. Like they've got great stuff, just super cool.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I can only imagine. I mean, you're talking about probably bringing extra bags to fill them up and send them back.
Yeah,
dude, going back to like 2017, so 2017 to 2026, dude, you've seen a lot as far as like how much the scene has grown. Like you said, there's probably only a couple hundred. I have no clue what the IG scene looked like in 2017 for this community. It was probably a fraction of what it is now. the shows that have, kind of come and gone, the accounts that have come and gone, the shows that have popped up, like Assembly Required, I think was probably in place since that time, 20, probably after 2017, just after that sometime. What is it that from that 2017 time to now, what is it that kind of keeps you in it, man? You said you've taken long breaks, but you always come back. When you come back, I mean, it's always super strong, dude. There's never some big fucking story about this or that. It's just like, hey, I'm back. I'm making resin pieces now. It's fucking business as usual.
Yeah. And I guess that's the thing, is like I try to separate my, anything that I have going on outside of toys. Like I try to separate that from the account and just keep the account strictly toy based. But honestly, I'd say it started out of like I was just in like a weird mental funk and I just needed something to do. And that's when I
Yeah.
first, kind of decided like I'm gonna dive into this. And at that time, like it really helped. And so I'll notice like when things, if that starts to go bad again, I'll jump right back in. I'm like, all right, let's get to the studio, let's create something, let's, work the brain out a little bit. Cause sometimes like you just get stuck in like the same cycle over and over. And it's like, shit, I need a break. I need to break free, and so that's kind of like, I'd say when I do my best work, um,
Yeah.
or what I think is my best work. Um, but the I guess I've invested so much in it, I can't really back out of it now. Like I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to sell everything. I've got tubs of resin and silicone and colorants and all sorts of glow in the dark dusts and all that shit. And I mean, there's no way I wouldn't come back to it. It's just like something even if I don't sell it, like I really don't sell a lot. That's why I'm thankful for Assembly Required. Like it's fun to just get out there, meet people, slang some pieces, but like I guess it's on me. Like I don't really put my stuff on the store, and a lot of times I'll make shit, and I'm just like I don't know if I really want to get rid of this. Like I like having a collection of 12 Baphomets on my shelf right now, and then I got to bring them to assembly, and I'm like, all right, I'm glad other people like these too. Like let's sell
Yeah.
some.
Yeah. Um, and so you have two kind of opposite ends of that, dude. Like, you say that you have that approach, I think, to your account and leaving all the personal stuff off of it and just keeping it 100% toys. That's like a very professional, like business like way to approach that. And that's an image that you're trying to protect for Headcase Toys as a brand. I think that's super fucking smart to do that, where it's just everything else is separate, where you have either a separate account or
Mhm.
you don't, and you just don't deal with it online, whatever it is. But at the same time, you're you know it, it's you said, you don't really sell a whole lot of stuff. So where are you trying to get Headcase Toys to? And do you think it's like it's at where it's at and it's just kind of at your own pace, or are you trying to grow it into something even bigger?
So I think about that a lot. Where am I taking it? Right now, like I like going at my own pace. I do want to get back into a more steady stream of like shipping things out, actually having things online. When I started, it was, I mean, as you know, like you bought one of my pieces, and you bought it from my store, and I think at the time I was a little more focused and had a little more free time, and now it's I'm working a little more. I'm older. I'm more tired. I'm
Yeah.
over 40 now, so it's I guess I would like to take it a little bit higher now. Like the last couple years have really kind of like helped to lock me in. When when they reached out for me to do AR the first year, not this past year, but the year before, um, I was like, shit, like really, like you want me to come? Like I'll go, sure, of course. And it was overwhelming. Like honestly, meeting all the people and like just being in a room full of other artists that you know I really don't know anyone out here that does what I do. And to answer the question, I saw the question in the chat. No, I'm not from Vegas. I'm from Michigan. So there's not like a ton of people in Michigan that do this, as far as I know. At least none that I've met. I know, I believe Dirty Yeti's from Michigan.
Yeah, yeah.
Love to link up with him. You know, if you're in here, Yeti, you know, let's fucking go grab a drink or something. But I forgot where I was going. Where was I going with that?
I don't even know. Dude, but speaking of shows,
Yeah.
we were talking about Assembly Required, but dude, your table at Assembly Required was fucking awesome, man. I love the height that you had on there. You had the cages, and then you had the racks on there, and it just looked like it was just packed. Yes, dude. And the glow and the UV, so sick. Um, that's the wrong bag.
Now, when you do something like AR, man, how do you choose what you're going to bring? Like you specifically even said, you try and keep things on brand. How do you decide what's on brand? How do you decide what to bring and what kind of like image you want your brand to portray when you're doing something like Assembly Required?
So with Assembly, this year, as B said, like it was tall, like, and I really wanted to go high with it. Um, and I just kind of wanted to bring it more vertical. And then I said, like, well, shit, I've got a bunch of stuff that glows. A lot of that stuff wasn't packaged originally, and I spent maybe the week before kind of bagging everything up, printing out all those header cards, getting the black lights, getting you know, all these like setups just to like go huge with it. It is, but
All expenses. I just don't think everybody thinks of it. That's all.
yeah,
Those are all added expenses, right? Like that's a lot of extra work and expenses once the art is done.
definitely. No, I agree. And it's I guess for me it was it seemed like a good investment because I'd be able to take that around to other shows. So I'm kind of thinking about looking into like doing some toy shows over here. Like you know, we always have like random vintage toy shows. You know, I don't know how well my stuff would sell at a show like that, but I'd love to just bring it and set it up because I know that those type of setups aren't at those shows. So it'd be cool just to see what people, you know, outside of this community see it as.
Dude, you know who you got to get a hold of, man, is Vicious Fun. Do you ever go to the have you ever seen that online shop, Vicious Fun?
I'm not sure. Vicious Fun. No, I'd have to
Yeah,
check them out.
so I think the account is I am Vicious Fun. So basically, dude, this dude, he's out of Michigan,
Okay.
like Detroit area, I believe. And bro, it no bullshit, that is the largest online indie toy shop that I have seen, dude. This dude, as
Oh
far as
yeah.
vinyl goes, this dude he's got it all, dude. You know what I mean? And so I don't know if he goes to shows maybe locally and sells some of this stuff, but he's got resin, he's got vinyl, he's got cards now. But and it's all like extremely fair price, dude. Um,
Hell
but
yeah.
there's some okay. Look, Crumbs, go up. I want to talk to you about this. Go look at that heart on the left right there. That's a Lab 9 heart right there, bro. This one.
That's
Um,
sick.
yeah, that's sick, dude.
Honestly, I'm having boners just fucking scrolling through. Dude, I haven't been in the page in a while, so I'm just scrolling through and just like,
Bro, you know what I found is
dude.
like that's a very good way to learn about vinyl and who does what too is by scrolling pages like this and looking at them and then getting on his store page and seeing how much they sell for. Look at that fungusting right there, bro. In the ooh, that's a thick gusting, I believe. I don't know if that's a fungusting. It might be a thick gusting, but that's a sick one. But anyways, he's out of Michigan, and like I said, there may be shows or something out there, or people that he knows that are maybe doing the same thing out there. But man, that dude's got a
Hell
ton
yeah.
of shit for sure. Yeah,
If anything, when I think of Michigan, I think of like that dirty guttural deathcore metal, man. I'm surprised like all those dudes aren't right into the fucking resin and vinyl and shit.
Yeah.
Uh, so besides AR, what other shows do you plan for 2026, man?
Um so I was planning on obviously trying to go to Philly. Philly would be sick. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it out there, but I'd be down to check out any shows really. If there's any like good figure-based shows or something like that. I kind of told myself like this was the year I'm going to start putting my shit out there more and getting into online shows. So thankfully, I'm just going to hijack this part and talk about my piece for Robot Resurrection since you guys are
Dude,
talking about
please
it
do.
today.
That piece
So,
was sick.
so I had a fucking rough time with this. I had a completely different figure in mind. I'm same like concept, but like I had a different body in mind and everything. And when I disassembled that figure, it was not at all as easy as I expected it to be. And so I was like, well, shit. Thankfully, I had ordered the figure that this torso came from, which is a Hoove figure from like the Adventures of He-Man, like one of the fourth line fucking He-Man, whatever. It was like a super weird looking figure, but I was like, well, he's a robot, like that's cool. And originally, I only wanted him for the head because he's got this really weird green demon head, and after I broke the original figure that I had planned, the only thing I could really sacrifice from it was the arms, which the arms were from Mr. Freeze, like the animated series Batman. So like the shoulder to the elbow, and then the lower part of the arm was from an X-Men figure called Slayback. And initially, I said, I want to do a figure the way Ernie would do it. Like it's Ernie's show. I want to kit bash a figure. I don't want to cast a figure, and kind of like dive into the realm where he's, doing those kit bashes. And I had a lot of fun with it. Obviously, like the theme, like resurrection. And I was like, well, shit, Chuck just died. We got to honor my boy. I was a big Chuck Norris fan when I was a kid, like watched Sidekicks all the time. So it was just, seemed perfect, like making the Chuck Norris figure. The legs are from a Terminator. So there was 5 different figures made or used to make this one. So it was pretty dope.
I would have never guessed the Mr. Freeze parts. That came together
Yeah.
so good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very much almost, in my opinion, that looks like those old school bootleg Japanese toys that you do see pop up every now and then from back in the day, and you're kind of just like, the fuck were they thinking? Why did this end up together? But it's so
Right.
good. The parts work so well together, man.
Man, I wish I could have got my hands on like a whole bunch of those when I was younger. God, like, oh, I remember seeing them and thinking like, this shit is so cheap. And now like it's the stuff that I would, gladly pay 50, $60 for.
Oh,
Right?
dude. I'm telling you, man. God dang it, dude. I was talking to these guys at work, man, and a lot of them are
Flippy.
from Mexico and grew up in Mexico. And we were talking about these figures, and I'm showing them, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, dude. When I was a kid, and I'm just like, well, where are they, dude? Do you have them anymore?" They're like, "Fuck no. Like those things are long gone." I'm like, "Oh man, that stuff nowadays, that shit is gold right there, man."
Right.
Dude, that's a dope figure, dude. I really
Thank
like
you.
that one.
Thank
That's
you.
a sick one.
See, admittedly, I'm looking at these right now. Sorry, dude. I keep on. I'm always looking through the tabs above me here, but I'm looking at this dude from 2024.
Oh
Now,
God,
even
yeah.
in the caption, you're saying could never get a good pull for these, but like, those look fucking solid as hell, man.
Thank you. So the whole front of their teeth are missing. Um, it was it was like a really quick silicone pour job on it, and like I didn't vent the teeth out properly, and they would never cast fully. But yeah, those, that was just another like, that was probably one of the strangest kit bashes. I mean, if anyone could even guess what that body's from, like I'll send you a figure. Like you get 24 hours to message me and tell me what the body is from, and like I'll send you a figure and a sticker pack.
Jimmy,
I,
dude.
I was just gonna say, if it's gonna be anyone, it's gonna be fucking folklore.
But
But like,
dude,
oh, I know
like
those aren't.
I would have never been able to tell it was the teeth that were missing, because whatever it looks like right there is fucking dope, dude. I thought you were gonna say it was like the base or something like that, but man,
No,
I
no.
like that, dude.
I was looking
Okay.
for pimples or bubbles, but yeah, B's right. Like it looks pretty natural. Like that's a lucky flaw. If you're gonna get a
Yeah.
bubble anywhere, it's there.
And you made enough of them, man. You saw the flaw and you kept going. So I mean,
Yeah, I
that's a
mean,
good
I
sign.
and that's the thing. Like, I figure with silicone, it's so expensive, and you have to use so much of it. So if I'm gonna if I'm gonna mold something, I'm gonna cast it because it really hurts to mold something, have a fucked up casting,
Mm,
and then like only have one and not touch that mold again. And it's just like that's a lot of wasted silicone.
yeah.
And the first time I did the Baphomet, like I completely underestimated the size and how much silicone I was gonna need. And dude, I was probably like this far away, like this, and I was like, shit, that's bad. So I grabbed a bunch of paint sticks and started shoving them into the sides of the container to raise the level up. And it didn't work out the way I wanted to. So I had to completely redo. And I'm so fucking hurt about that much silicone being wasted.
Oh
It,
man.
that sounds
Um,
like a fucking nightmare to have happen. And when you mention that like you don't sell too often, because like we were even actually kind of talking about this last week a little bit, when you don't feel like you sell very often, how do you personally justify buying the silicone that like you even said yourself it's expensive, man?
I mean, it keeps me sane. It's just something I love doing. Like when I have my time in the studio, and I just kind of feel like a bit of an alchemist. Just mixing potions down here, and that's I just love doing it for the fun. And, a lot of times I'll cast 20 of something and just keep them here on my shelf, and it's fun. But look, I'll put all my stuff online because I know people probably want to be able to like grab a few pieces. I've got like boxes of stuff here that I could just throw online. So
Well, I'm scrolling your website and like you have a whole bunch of stuff listed as sold out, and for good reason.
yeah,
But
yeah, there's
and those are dope. And those are dope, dude. Right?
I'm sorry, even these dudes here, not even like when you were talking about the backers earlier and how
Mm.
you're no Photoshop art, and like, well, fuck you, man, those are dope.
well, so that one, uh, an artist reached out to me, and it was when I was first making this figure. He was like, "Hey, like I'm just kind of getting into graphic design, and like I want to design this for you. Is that cool?" I was like, "Dude," I was like, "I don't really have any money or anything," and he was like, "Don't worry about it. Like I got you." So he designed that one for me. Thankfully, that was my first carded figure. Um,
Doubt. And
yeah, I
under
love
our
that
knives,
one.
a talented dude. I wouldn't have thought about the Vader. Is this a Bendham's Vader, or did you
Yeah,
chop these arms?
no, that's a like a Disney Vader piece. I know, like I've seen a few different people use it. Um, I know Retro Gimmick has used it on some of his figures. Then I just saw one recently, like probably within the last month. I can't remember who did it, but it's a good figure to use. It's fun. It's solid. I love the
Yeah, man.
pose on it.
And let's be real. I'm sorry, man. Your crud figures. Maybe B would disagree, but this is one of the coolest figures ever, man.
Yeah, it's I love that figure. That's probably my favorite. Um, Once again,
Like,
like just another great kit bash.
Mm.
what did you do to the head here? Like, was that his natural head?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the head is actually from an old bootleg line called Devil Warriors, and I found it at a garage sale. I didn't know what it was at the time. Like I had to dig in and find out what it was. But I love the head so much because it was just like his brain was hanging out. I'm like, you don't see that too often. So I grabbed the piece up for like $2. I don't think the guy really knew what he had, and you know, was able to use the head. And
Mm.
it's got to be
Do
like
you,
one of my favorites.
do you still do that, man? Do you still go down? Do you still hunt down, um, you know, old toys or just anything in general and look to part it out, man? Is that still part of the routine?
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a toy show that like happens like maybe a mile or two from my house, and they do it like every month or every other month. Somebody bought the rights to the toy show last year, so it hasn't been
Mm.
happening as frequently. But I try to hit all the shows in my area. Like there's vintage shows, here and there. A lot of them, it's pretty cheap admission, like $2-3. So you go there, like help to pay the venue cost, and a lot of them are like really comic heavy, so you kind of have to be very like vigilant about what you're looking for. Um, So you could, waste 2 hours looking for something and not find anything at some of the shows. But there is a show coming up this Sunday in a city called Royal Oak that I'm going to. So that's always my thing, is like I love hunting things down and just like looking for parts. Um, the thing that's like tough about that is like sometimes I find something really cool and like I know I bought it for parts and then I just don't want to take it apart, and I have to like remind myself like, you spent $5 on this because you wanted the arms, you wanted, to rip this head off or something. So that's sometimes it's hard to break through that and realize like you got to break this shit, you got to do it.
Yeah. um Man, so just going back to kind of the the figures that you had at Assembly Required, and just now I'm talking from just like a collector standpoint, man. This for me is what makes it really easy to be um like a uh just to have a large collection. I don't know, I can't remember what you were selling these for at Assembly Required, dude. It was like 20-25 bucks, right?
And I don't even think it was that much. They might have been like 10 or 15,
Yeah,
I
dude.
think, for
So like
those.
when you walk up and you see a table of that, and then this one was on there too. I mean, how easy is it to buy like five of them, right? And then you have like an instant collection of headcase toy stuff. Just coming from like a collector standpoint, dude, I think that is like bread and butter for anybody, man. Just to have really simple, um, you know, bagged
Impulse
up with the header.
purchases.
Yeah, dude, it looks super clean. It's a dope figure. I will open it and display it with the rest of the other figures.
Yeah.
But Gray Skull toys, Hurt toys, they all, I mean, that's a pretty common theme there. It's just like 3.75 static. Fuck yeah. I'll take static 3.75 all day, dude, because it's about the display at the end of the day, you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
Open that shit.
Open
Nuts over here. Watching
I
you
know, dude.
earlier,
I've
you grab one, you start peeling. I'm like, what the? God
Well, I was
damn
gonna
it!
open it on the show
Give
a
me
long time
anxiety.
ago when I got back, and then we scheduled him to come on. And I said, "Oh, I'll just wait to open him when he's on the
Well,
show."
and that's a me move. Let's be real. You want to keep that in the package forever. That's your call too. It's your toy. I'm just fucking.
Look at that though, dude.
Oh,
It looks
that's a
sick.
hot pink piece, man.
Yeah,
Are
for
you cast?
display, like I don't know what else you want in a
No,
display,
no, it's flawless, man.
unless you want to turn it into a robot that moves by itself. Like, dude, I'll take that all fucking day, man. Bam, and it looks so clean, dude. And like in a black case like that, that's sharp, dude. That's a sharp looking display.
Hell yeah. Appreciate
Hey, no problem. Anytime.
it.
And it
Um,
smells fucking good.
what else, dude? Let me ask you this, man. So, I think there's something with artists. I think a really good example, dude, is LRH from last week, right?
Mhm.
He's doing it full time and he's depending on it, whether it's his other work that he's doing or his toy making that he's doing. He's relying on that, and so the time frame's a little bit different, dude. I mean, not the time frame, but like his time management is definitely different. And I think you have a luxury in the sense that you can step back and take a break and say, I need to deal with other stuff before I get back into toy making. Is there something, and it would be that, it is that preventing you from wanting to just go into it full time? Do you enjoy the ability to take a break like that and step back and say, you know what, man, this is more of a hobby than anything. I'm not relying on this to pay my bills. I'm just going to step back and take away. And do you think that is part of what has been keeping you going for 10 years now?
um, that's a great question. I think I'd like to do it more. I'd like to. I think I just kind of sometimes lack that discipline to send myself, into the studio and just say like fucking stay there and like do some dope shit. Whereas like I've got extreme ADHD, so I could just like, that's the other bad thing, is I could come into the studio and be in here for 3 hours, but be on my phone for half of it. and then like spend time like looking at something else. I'm like, oh man, gotta clean this up, gotta, put these away. And, sometimes I just like that discipline to sit down there and actually like do it is not there, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
it's on the sense of like having the leisure to just kind of do it whenever I want. I think that is it's really nice to just say like I'm not, this isn't something that I plan on like being rich off of. I don't believe, I'm gonna ever replace any like sense of my current job with this. It's just purely for a mental release and, just having fun, just, seeing what I can do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's like I said, it's just it's a contrast from LRH. It's I think you could look at it two ways, like taking that break. I think you come back with a really clear head sometimes,
Yeah.
and you think wow, this is really prolonged. And then other people, it almost seems like the creativity is born out of necessity. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey man, my throat is on the line and I got to get something. And even that I think can work both ways. I mean, I think that some people, that pushes them into just putting out shit, and then other people, I think it really pushes them to the brink of, where can I take this that's so different, that's something that's going to hit. And who knows why that happened, man. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
why it takes off and why it doesn't, dude. I think that's the weird thing about it is, um you know did you see that fucking Brulio toys, bro? Like, we were talking the other day. He came out with that Jesus 3.75 figure, and he did that little like 20-second reel on Easter.
Oh yeah.
Bro, that shit got 1.2 million views
It's
overnight, dude.
insane.
Can you fucking believe that, dude? And I was like, holy shit, dude. So I'm like, well, so what's the deal, bro? I was like, dude, there was like 1,500 comments. And I'm like, have you even sifted through those to see if people want to buy those? And he goes, well, my deal. I make six, and six is it. And it's just, if you were ever presented with an opportunity like that, man, where somebody said, hey, man, you can turn this into something really big, would you just say, fuck it and do it? I just always feel like there's got to be like, it's hard to just drop your regular job and then start toys full time and say, this is my full time thing now. I would think that there's going to be a little bit of overlap period where you have to go really hard at both, right? Like, you have to have your full time job, and you have to be going really good and hard and selling a lot of stuff on toys to equal what you're making here. There's probably going to be a dip no matter what. But there's got to be that little space of time. um, I don't know what the question was there, but
Well, to answer your question,
yeah.
no, I mean, I do think that if it came down to it, if it got to that point, I would love to do that. And obviously, like, it's something that I always think of, like, how can I expand the brand a little more? And I always think like, um, I think the next step is I can only bootleg things for so long. I can only kit bash for so long before you start running into things that other people have made. Um, Even when I made that Darkest One figure, um, to me I thought it was like, super original. And then at the time somebody got really pissed off because they had also used a Darth Vader body with a Skeletor head, but theirs was much smaller. It was a different body, but they were like all upset about it. And it's like, what can you do? I mean, it's two like iconic properties, and like we're kit bashing. Like, there's only
I
so
was
many options to kit bash
gonna say,
from.
you guys both stole them anyways. You know
Right,
what I mean?
exactly. So I think like the next step is to really kind of get into sculpting and just kind
Mm,
of see what I can do from that standpoint. I've kind of dabbled in the digital sculpting a little bit. So I think ultimately within the next year, I I want to come out with a resin or an vinyl piece, and so
nice.
that's kind of, I don't know how much it costs. Like, I've talked to a few people, and I think that's kind of what I want to do, is kind of dig into that and maybe put the resin not so much on the back burner, but really kind of focus towards having a vinyl piece within like the next year.
Yeah, dude. I love that. I love that. American Vinyl, dude. We talk about that all the time, man. I love it. Yeah, which is interesting because I think a really good example, I mean, I bring up Eddie's name all the time, man, but I think that's a really good example of somebody who gets a vinyl piece in the pipe, right? Like gets it in the
Hmm.
pipeline. And then you got to make resin because you're going to have that delay of time.
Yeah.
And then you're still making it, which is, we talked to Zimico about that, right? Like he was saying he just doesn't have the patience to do the vinyl. That's why he just cranks out so much resin. And that's another guy too, where you think I mean, there's a lot of reasons that he's doing it, but obviously, like by the size of his shop and the stuff that he has, he's doing it because he just really fucking likes it and loves to create. And uh,
I mean,
God,
shout out to Zimico, honestly. Super cool dude. When my pot broke a few months ago, I mean, he reached out and he was like, "Hey, I've got some extra latches for you." So I had a Harbor Freight pot, um, one of the things stripped, and he just fucking sent me two figures and two latches with the pins for my pot. Just being a nice dude. I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, shout out. That was so cool. But I think I don't know. I don't know what I think anymore. It's it's a it's a great community. It's just great seeing all the shit that's coming out, but I think I need to diversify a little bit for the brand. Do some vinyl, maybe dig it in some apparel, you know, just to
yeah,
kind of spice it up. And I love wearing, the hat around because very few people know what it is.
yeah,
One person at the toy show like 2 months ago was like, "Hey, like, is that for bootleg toys?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it is." He was like, "Oh, that's cool." It kind of conversation led there. Kind of died there. I asked him. I was like, "Do you like bootlegs? Like, do you like it? Do you buy them?" He's like, "I like Sucklord," and I'm like, "Bet, hell yeah, like Sucklord's the shit."
yeah.
But it didn't really seem like it went beyond that. So it's sometimes like it's tough to like educate people like when they ask like, "Oh, what do you mean you make toys? Like what is that?" And then explaining the process of like it's silicone molds with like pressure casted resin, and a lot of them just don't get it, so I have to like bust out an old video and show it off like this is what it is. And that it's always good though. It's always good to like help somebody understand, and hopefully they have an appreciation for it.
Yeah, dude. I think that's another one that we talk about with artists all the time too, is how you present your work to people who are coming in from the outside who don't really know, like kind of what direction do you go? Are you going to go the art direction? Are you going to go the toy direction? Are you going to go somewhere down the middle and try to explain, how it works and how it's really both?
Yeah.
Um, uh, that's I like that approach though, dude. Of I've seen other people where they're just I don't want to say they don't want to explain it, but um, you can tell they don't really want to explain it.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know what's going on with my comments on the side. I'm reading them on the screen right there. The one on the side are way behind, and I'm just seeing that Ashley and Connor are talking about the that store that we were looking at and said that store looks dangerous. Absolutely, you guys both said it. It is dangerous store because there's shit all over there and it's really well priced. Anyways, that's a way late comment. Holy smokes. Uh,
So we're getting up to like that hour mark, homie. I'm gonna bug you. Where are you headed? And if you could have one toy from your youth, you could go back in time, beat up younger you, take one of your favorite toys, what would it be?
Shit. So where am I headed? I guess I'm headed keep going down the resin railroad, the the toy terrace, if you will. Just it's something that's always been, close and dear to my heart since I was a kid. Um, if I had to go back and beat myself up and steal my own toys back from myself to bring them back to the future, God, I'd probably get my be the Mr. Freeze from the Batman line, the one that you could stick in the freezer and turn blue. And I know like I could probably just get it on eBay, whatever, but like I think it would be more fun to like beat myself up as a kid and take it from him. Um, that was probably one of my favorite figures, like sticking him in the freezer, making him turn blue, and then just taking it out, and it was super fun. And I love that whole line, so that's probably the one I'd want to have again for sure.
Good one. Good one, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the vinyl idea. Looking forward to that and seeing where that goes. If you're talking about apparel, dude, the two color combos that you threw up there, I think it was the orange and the purple, like the purple with the orange outline, or vice versa, and then the other one with it was like pink and something else. Those are both sick, dude. Just those logos on a shirt.
Bet. All right,
Excellent, dude.
we got
Straight
it.
up. Dope.
We'll get them.
Dude, it was a blast.
Absolutely.
Hanging out at fucking AR, dude. We will absolutely do it again.
For
at
sure.
One of these shows coming up, man. Thank you for being on, dude. Thank you for showing that piece, dude. That's a sick ass piece for Robot Resurrection. Congrats on that, my man.
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
Yeah,
it was
brother.
great hanging with you guys. I can't wait to watch the rest and see everyone else's pieces. So I'll see you
Word.
guys.
Boom. What a fucking
Yeah.
all-star, dude. Great
Felt
dude.
so stupid. Literally just told us, I want to get into more of, my original sculpting, maybe do some vinyl. Oh, where do you see yourself going? I want to take maybe my work more serious in this coming year, kind of expand that. Oh, where do you see this all going? Fuck, man. You ever just feel super stupid some days when we're doing this?
Bro, I'm telling you, it's the reason I quit watching the shows. I probably stopped watching the replay of the shows probably around episode 20. I'm just gonna fucking, I'll
Right.
probably stop doing the show if I keep watching it. But yeah, dude, I do like that figure, man. By the way, those are they're sick, dude. And I think it's a different.
Every single one's unique. That's what,
Yeah,
like, every single one, man.
yeah. But you know what, man? I like he's what I like about him, dude, is he's very serious about his brand. Like he's doing it, it's not his full-time gig. He's
Right.
doing it as like an extra thing, but he's very serious about it, dude. There is a brand, there is an identity, and he's serious about keeping it that way. And he definitely, he takes a break when he needs to, which I think is fucking great. And then he's definitely got plans for the future. One of them being fucking vinyl production, which is,
We know
I
how
love
you feel
that,
about
dude.
that. Yeah.
I fucking love it. So the Vaders, I think it was right around the time that he got a pressure pot. Yeah, dude. That's that same character that I have, but just the
I
old
don't
school.
know. I don't know how I missed that one. It's half purple washed, half bright pink washed. That is
Ooh,
sexy. I like that. It's just oddly fucking appealing, man.
I missed that as well.
Oof.
Very nice. I like
Damn.
that. Yeah, dude. But like I said, he's got plans for the future as far as toys go. You know what? I got staring right in front of me, dude. Is while I was at Assembly Required, he actually hooked us up with some giveaways. And so we'll have to get those going at some point. I don't know if we'll even be able to squeeze one in tonight, but we got 5 or 6 different ones. So we will definitely give some of those away. Thank you again, Headcase Toys,
Right.
for hooking that up and for coming on tonight, man. That was a good one, dude. Good dude.
Grayskull, I get the emoji, but at the same time, that's a terrifying mental image.
Oh yeah, straight up.
The double fist, yo. Come on now. Jeez.
Oh man. All right, man. So
Hop
are we
into
on to the Robot Resurrection Part 3? Is that what's going down?
I would say so. Now, we've said it before. We generally don't review, and that's what I find is hard when we have these shows. We're like, okay, well, let's try and pick our best 5, right? Our favorite 5, and then all of a sudden you catch yourself and you're like, then aren't we kind of reviewing? Are we not then kind of putting them on a scale of good to bad, opinion or not?
Yeah, well, see, and that's where I think that we can probably analyze and overanalyze the fuck out of it. You know what I
We
mean?
really could.
Yeah, and there's really no rhyme or reason from the ones that I send. You know what, dude? The problem that I think I have is I'll start sending them over there, and we'll say five, and by the time I've sent like
Oh,
10, I'm like, man, how many have I sent already? So then I just stop, and I'm just like, man, I don't even know how many I sent. Well, we'll just take a look at those anyways. But there's always, I mean, you're right, dude, and it's not even really ranking them. It's just like, how do you choose five
how do you
out
choose
of like 50 really good pieces?
And
Um,
then, especially like the issue is that I, you don't want to pick the same people you're always picking or somebody that you know they're like, so you're trying to think like outside the box a little bit. You're still picking ones that just really speak to you because at the end of the day, art's
yeah,
going to speak differently to every different person.
yeah.
Um,
I'll say something real quick, dude. I did a little fucking research earlier, dude, and I'm glad I did it. And the guy's follower count made me fucking dig a little bit deeper for a Hemo Adventures, right? So I see his piece and I'm just like, fucking amazing, bro. It's amazing every single time. And then you look at his account and you're like, well, almost 32,000 followers. He doesn't need the recognition. But then you start looking at it and you're like, look, man, that's a one-man show. That dude from concept to finished product is all him. Card work, sculpting, paint work, whatever it is, it's one dude. So does he deserve recognition? Yeah, absolutely. That dude does, man. And uh, will more people see his piece? Yeah, probably. But fucking A, it doesn't mean he doesn't deserve it, dude. That's why it's so hard to pick five pieces, man. They're just all so you're like, fuck,
even just the more you
great
do
piece.
this, or we do this, anyone like I find we've sat with somebody like Rainbow Yawn. We've sat with somebody like Javaho Creations. These dudes, just because their work is absolute next level, they're not sitting on some throne made of money like Breaking Bad, dude.
Yeah.
It like you know what I mean? And then what kind of sucks is what they get punished because they have a higher following count. So we're like, well, they don't really need our help, so we won't really put any focus or spotlight on them. They're doing just fine. It's like, well, everybody can use a little help every now and then, man. No shame,
True.
no harm.
And you know what's crazy is, you could easily make the argument that the better your stuff is, the more expensive your stuff is, and the more limited market it is. So you sometimes we tend to see people that have really good pieces that are we would consider higher end pieces with a shop full of stuff, and it's not selling, just because the market is just not there for buying that price stuff in excess. You know. Um, Still great pieces, dude. And I'm not saying they're overpriced because I think they're fucking worth every bit of every bit of it. In a lot of cases, probably worth more than what they're being sold for. We both know, dude, that I think the amount of stuff that's undervalued in this scene is fucking insane, right? I think it is, dude. That's why, when Dove actually made the quote of saying it is affordable art, and I 100% agree with that, dude. Absolutely. You talk about art. I'm gonna grab something real quick, dude. Check
Some
this
of the
shit out.
most affordable art ever that you will ever be able to acquire. Yeah, one
Yeah,
thousand
check this
percent,
out,
dude.
dude. So I was thinking of ways to card or to for carded pieces instead of just like putting them on the wall. And so I had this old frame that had like I don't even know what was in it, like a certificate or something. So I took it out, and this is from Dark Rainbow, but I just put it in the case, dude. You know what I mean? I took the glass out and then put the piece in there and just
Bro, I love it and it looks sharp. I'm gonna blow your mind for a second. You want to see
okay.
what's sitting on the wall right beside me and has been here since I moved in? A frame
There you go.
with the glass removed, and because it just makes sense.
It makes sense,
It,
doesn't it,
it
dude?
it just makes sense. But also it would be hard to do it with all of them. And
Yeah.
nice frame, dude. That's a really nice fucking frame. That's a really nice frame. That's a really nice black mat for that. It looks real fucking sharp with those neon. The he's got that perfect color down. That palette's just like electric, you know?
Dude, it really is, and that's what I like about dude, one of the many things that I really like about Dark Rainbow, shout out Dark Rainbow, is easily identifiable, not only figures, but the palette, the color is fucking I mean, the color palette, you see him and you're just like dark rainbow. Easily, dude. Easily. That's an easy one. It's like Porpoise's fucking UV swirl. It's easily identifiable.
Jazz Wizard's mom just fucking easy. It's a guarantee.
Guarantee. It's guaranteed.
Sorry.
So Robot
Kick off.
Resurrection
Robot
3
Resurrection 3.
from Ocular Rhombus.
So I mean, earlier when we were chatting, I was clicking through the Zymet Co ones. Obviously, fucking killer.
Nice, dude. Yes.
This was fucking dope, dude. I think
Zero
the part
pop
that
art.
so many different parts about this I thought were just fucking fun. The color app, I like the logs on the legs, like this fucking chunk here, that the depth to it. Yeah, this one killed it.
Dude. Straight up, man. Zero pop art. I'll just talk about him real quick. From Asheville, North Carolina. He did go through that big ass flood that they had last year. Lost a ton of shit. He was renting a little spot over at an area over there where you can basically rent a spot and display your stuff. Great dude, though. I did meet him in person a few years ago, and the stuff is. I have a couple of his pieces. And they all look. Again, the style is easily identifiable, but it's a lot of robot stuff, a lot of wood stuff, a lot of paint apps that are recognizable, I would say, as far as, you know what I'm saying?
100%, man. Very, very much like Aldi in that way, where it's you know what the fuck is going on with those. But yeah, like the combination, especially, not to get all hippy dippy artists here, but like the very angular cuts with the very natural organic flow, just fucking brilliant, man. Thought that was a brilliant fucking piece.
Yeah, good one, dude. I like it.
What else? Who else we got in here? What's going on? Fucking somebody click. There we go. Yeah, Yucky Bomb. You shared this one actually right before the show.
Yeah.
Just brilliant, man.
Original sculpt, dude.
Fuck. Right out of dick. I didn't browse through clearly.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's really brilliant, man.
Damn.
It was already a really fucking cool piece, but then that other one that split with the robot in the middle, fuck you.
Oh, man. Dude.
So,
I'll be honest, dude. I did not click all the way through either, and I had actually sent that one over as one of mine based off that first fucking picture. I was like, oh, great sculpt, dude. You know. But man, wowzers, that's a good one. Whew.
Yeah, that's
awesome. God.
And in the best way possible, I wouldn't be surprised if we now start seeing. We might see a couple copycats in the next month because it's just such a brilliant idea, and I'm sure it's been done before. But like even the wires looking almost like the fucking entrails of something, like the blood goops of something, and the way it's being pulled, I just think that's brilliant, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that be done again in the next little bit. This was fucking cool. I stared at it probably longer than I needed to because I couldn't quite understand. I'll just be like, yep, Artificial Messiah, Robot Resurrection 3 by Yakamasa, embossed tin and gold leaf. I'm again, I just don't really understand. So my brain is sitting here being like, how did you like etch that over top of like a soft surface? That way it would have, because I just couldn't really comprehend it, man. This is sick as hell.
Dope. Yuckamuck, man, he's got some of the I think that is Yuckamuck is somebody that you can really look at where when we start talking about toys versus art, or not really versus, but what's what, he really is mixing the line between the two, especially with his carded pieces. That carded series that he did was phenomenal. I think he got up to 100 pieces in that one, but yeah, dude, another sick piece of art right there.
Still very Kit Bash style. I really even liked that Headcase kind of touched on it. They wanted to kind of approach this the way that Ocular Rhombus would, and I feel like that was kind of the vibe from a lot of artists through this. I think that was a really good way of approaching.
And I really like that, dude. I really like that. And I think I really like that because I really like Ocular Rhombus's style, dude. And I think when you try to copy that style, It's not going to be 100%, but I think anything close is sick, dude, because I love that style. When we get to his pieces, I mean, holy shit, dude, those things fucking, bro, his pieces blew me over, man. This is a great one too from Yo-Yo Dine. Nice job,
That's just
Scott with a K.
yeah. Like, admittedly, this is very out of what I've normally seen from Yo-Yo Don. The whole time you were talking there, I wasn't really listening because this is just dope. So sorry. I was looking at this thing, just being like, oh, yeah, okay.
But great kit bash though, dude, with the medical droid lower half there and the stand, bro. I'm digging it. I like that.
Yeah.
Really good
Yeah. See,
work on that too. Is that all? That's all hand sculpted, I'm guessing, or
Kit Bash base is an old resin garage kit from the 90s.
okay,
Yeah, and this is for sale. If anybody is interested, hit up Yo-Yo Dine.
dope.
Oh, so this another example where I saw yours come in. I was like, hey, fuck you, because it was on my mind too. Because let's be real, this piece here, this is Erna Toys. Now, Erna Toys is one of those makers. I feel like almost every time we pull up on their page, it's during a show, and every time we sit there going, oh fuck, man.
Dope. Earn the toys from Italy. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that is resin right there, but tell me that wouldn't be dope as a vinyl. Man, that's
This is what
sick
made it
too,
so
dude.
sick. Yeah. So when I was
Yes.
clicking through the process shots earlier for this one and seeing the double cast of this in there, like that really nailed home.
I love it, dude. That is really cool. I love the whole kit bash on there. I love that color scheme right there. I love how the body is just, very straight like that in that pose. Great piece, man.
No, crushed it.
Yeah, really cool. Like that. I love the paintwork on that too.
Yeah, they did quite a variety of pieces there.
Yeah.
Toy Box Baloney, Mecha Rancor rising from the dungeons of Jabba's palace to be reborn as a mighty
Mm,
robotic beat, scum, and a villainy beware. Yo, I'd fucking want to see one of the Jedi's take on this SOB for sure.
bro, straight up Mecha Rancor, dude. I love that. You asked Headcase what piece he would bring back. Actually, the way he defined it was
So
if I had to go back and beat myself up as a kid. And I started thinking to myself, sometimes I wish I could go and beat myself up as a kid. I would kick my ass as a kid. You know what I mean? But the Rancor, uh if I could bring one back, it would probably be with the original Rancor, man. I remember having that and just being so impressed with the size of that thing was just huge. That's a sick one, dude. I think it was at 3D printed. Is that what that is? Yeah,
yeah, it's a filament printed piece for sure, but
good idea,
it's
man.
nice
I've
to
never
know. Good
seen
idea.
a mecha Rancor,
I agree now. Good
Great idea.
idea.
Yeah,
Tone Twisted Tiger. Of course, there's got to be a little mini. Why not?
of course.
Even and like, are these kit bashes in this one here as well?
That I'm not sure, man. Um,
Nice touch. Oh, of course.
oh yeah.
I didn't watch the unfolding video, but of course, there'll be a little man inside
Oh,
of
look
there.
at this. Wow, dude. Yeah.
Oh, you better not take that head off too.
Tone Tone's pretty much down to just showpieces.
Oh,
Oh man. That's awesome, dude. I think he's just pretty much down to doing showpieces now, but that's a great way, man, just to kind of stay involved in the community. And obviously he's putting a lot of time and work into these pieces. So, you know,
damn folklore.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a couple artists like that, and you know what? I
Oh,
think if you
nice.
have little ones or a partner or and on top of a job, on top of everything else going on, you know, that's a great way to kind of hone yourself in where you're still getting your creative outlet, you're still getting to make things, you're still getting to be a part of the community, but you're also not burning yourself out or isolating yourself. Throwaway toys. Happy Resurrection Day is Robot Resurrection 2026. They've got a Mighty Mecha as the entry for Robot Resurrection. This is a 118 two-seated explorer type mecha is ready for adventure in an environment, and its turtle shell armor design can defend against trouble. Features articulation at the shoulders, wrists, hips, plus firing sensor probe and grappling hook.
Nice, man. Fritz from Throwaway Toys, man. I don't know what the scale of that thing is, but if I had to guess, it's probably see, and that doesn't even I mean, because the majority of pieces that I've seen from him are really big. I actually do have a 5.5 from him, so I take that back. But a lot of pieces that I see from him are kit bashes, but just really large kit bashes. But yeah, man, he always puts a lot of work into those. God, that's cool.
I mean, it seems like it's standing about the size of not quite a step, but a step up, you know? So
Yeah,
6, 7 inches.
yeah.
Well, and there's a Motu figure down here.
That looks like a 5.5. That looks like that 5.5 looks really small.
So almost 20 inches, maybe
Yeah.
15 inches. Like, what the fuck, man? Well, okay, there's some perspective for you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, much larger than I expected. That's sick,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. And he's always got some really interesting kit bashes, even besides the scale of them. Yeah. Nice.
Original cash brand. This little lady's for sale. 60 shipped in the USA. It's a rad one as well, man. I'm always going to be a fan of like the Wires Incorporated. Again,
Yeah.
very, very noticeably ocular rhombus.
Yeah, I agree, man. There was a different picture that I saw that I'm trying to think if it was a different post that I saw.
Oh, of course I just did that. I forgot we
Oh,
were
that's
in
right.
the I forgot we were in the saved folder, not that page.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think there might have been different pictures I saw. But yeah, dope piece, man. Again, cash brand.
I've got them actually in the tabs later on as well. They're looking to unload some stuff. They're going to be doing a little move in the next little bit. So definitely hit up their DMs if you've been looking to try and get one of the future retro Ristico magazines at all. Would be a good time to try and hit them up, man, or any of their show pieces if they're looking to unload some of that. This one here was Terra Creations Neon Genesis Wars. This one reminded me of something that we'd see Pocket do.
Yeah, dude, I like this one, man. This was a good one. The
Yeah,
last picture on here, dude, is super fucking impressive. When they, ooh, there it is, dude. Nice. Yes, you're right, dude. With the blood running down and stuff, I agree.
this was rad.
Yeah. Um, oh man, yeah, that's great, dude. I love that. That's really cool.
See, that's definitely one of those pieces you could put like anywhere in the house.
Straight up, man. That's a really cool display piece. Yeah.
Super Terrible Toys. Another super terrible piece of art to hang on your wall. It has lights and sound to turn up the volume. The robot has a battery that is rechargeable with the micro USB cable. Sorry. This can be yours, $50, shipped USA.
There you
Imagine
go.
wearing that.
That would be dope. And that is from, I believe is that from Short Circuit? That top eyepiece.
I
I
don't
don't,
know.
it's what it looks like to me. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, cool little kit bash going on there.
Hell yeah, man.
What is
What is
that
it
chest piece
on?
from? Hmm.
I'm thinking the circuit board it's attached to.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, good one. I just noticed that, dude. I was looking at that computerized chess piece, dude. I don't know what that's from. Jimmy will know, but
See,
I don't know if
I
I've
was
seen
wondering if it
that.
was Robbie Robot as well, or if it was even one of those like old school ones from like the early '90s, one of those like
Mm.
Butler robots.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. Um, yeah, it looks like Robbie the Robot from
Always fun, never terrible.
Nintendo. Yeah,
Roka with the fucking lines for everybody this evening.
there you go.
Space Punk Toys. This one was fucking badass, man. Skull Blaster T800, Robot Resurrection 3, 3D sculpted, resin printed, hand painted, articulated, one of one exclusive colorway. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
straight up,
35.
man. That's dope, dude. Space Punk. That's another account, dude, where it's like
Underrated.
underrated, but another one where bagged up 3.75 figures at the fucking nice price, and you go and you grab a handful of them and you're happy about it at the end of the day, and you still look and you go, damn, I got those for a great price. But as far as making a brand, like if you go back even to the
Yeah,
beginning of his post, there are, I mean, they look very similar to that. And that looks clean as shit right there, dude.
yeah. What's
Web
stupid is
stop,
the
web
more you
store
look at
looks
this.
same. Yeah.
So sorry, man. The
No,
more
all
I
good.
find you look at this, the more I can't help but picture the Last Action Hero, Arnold. The way that this shirt here is tucked in, I know it's not from that, but for some reason I just keep on picturing that fucking Arnold action figure from Last Action Hero.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. The gun on the hand, dude, and then the colors. I mean, overall, purple, black, silver. Love it.
Rokomashu. Robot Resurrection 3 is alive. Rokomashu present Mega Mecha Phantom and Rocket Robo Yoka. Jesus. An alliance like never before forged in the deepest dank caverns of Phantom Cave. Damn, dude.
Yeah, dude. We were just talking about throwaway toys and kit bashing on like a larger scale, and I would say that's Rokomashu for sure. Always sick, dude. I love that. I love that head right there, dude. That's fucking
Talking
killer. I
about
love
like
that.
signature, I think like Rokomashu, silver on that old school fucking bubblegum purple, man.
Mm,
You know it's
nice.
Rokomashu, and it's got like, damn, 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 those are both dope.
Yeah, dude. And that, you know what, man? I would say you're right about that, man. I would say that you know his account and pieces, there's a good chance you could see those without a name on it and probably guess who it was because they all have kind of that really kind of oversized fun vibe to it. Like that's the only way I can really describe to it. Like
Yeah,
oversized hands, oversized feet, dude. I feel like we see that a lot. Wings and shit, you know?
these are big pieces. Yo, and I'd be curious. I think this is that display that he just built himself as well. Posted the
Sick, man.
whole thing on his video of that whole like little backdrop thing.
Yeah, dude. Anybody who hasn't seen the Rokomashu episode, highly encourage you to go check that out, man. That was a really, really good episode. If you're curious about him, go check that out. That
Yeah,
was cool.
this whole post was fucking dope, man. One pocket, dude. This is a gorgeous piece of the X-ray robot soul.
Mm,
But on top of it all, I thought this inclusion just elevated the whole thing, man. Quackzilla versus Robot by Uncle Robert and their 8-year-old nephew, and Robot Abstract Synapse, 4-year-old. Sorry,
nice. My brain
man,
looks
fuck
like
you
that
know my
sometimes.
dog, right? Yeah, dude, I'm sick and tired of my brain. Plastic Nebula presents Oracle of the Limited Realm. Liminal Realm, my apologies. 8-inch custom action figure. Staff is made from brass and copper that is soldered and coated in color shift paint. Orb is cast in glow in the dark resin and houses a multi-function blue LED with a magnetic switch. What the fuck? Robotic arm is kit bashed and painted. Damn, that's fucking so dope. Sorry. Kit
Yeah,
bash and
dude.
painted with metallics. The tentacle arm is sculpted and coated in color shift paint. The center cone is cast in glow-in-the-dark resin and houses a multi-function with blue LED and a magnetic switch. The head contains a programmable LCD screen that is rechargeable by plugging in the included USB-C cable into the port on the back of the head. It can be controlled with the included mini remote module built on a clear S-type body with 14 points of articulation.
Damn.
I think that's it. I think that covers it.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Dude, you got a lot going on there, not only with the pieces, but like the soft goods are sick on there. That chain around the waist is cool. That
Um,
packaging is nice too. I like that. The
a
wires on the right
functional
arm thing.
rechargeable LCD screen for the face. Come
Yeah,
on.
dude, that base is sick too, man. I like that.
Pikmin's finals.
Hickman's vinyl, man. For the third edition of Robot Resurrection, hosted by the ever amazing Ocular Rhombus Toys, I took the suggestion from Zerisis and gave Rosie the robot a bit of a makeover. Finally fed up with cleaning for the entire family, Rosie took George's face and decided Sherry was the main human. 4 inches tall, hand sculpted, hand painted, not for sale. Do yourself a favor and check out the rest of the artists listed in the comments. I promise it'll be worth it. Agree. Dude, Pikmin, uh, sculpting. Oh my god. That's
So fucking
great, dude.
gross.
Yeah, I did not flip through and see that. That's dope, dude. Yeah, dig it. The fucking creepy ass shit, dude. That is cool as shit. I love
So
it, man.
well, very well thought out, well executed,
Yeah.
brilliant piece, man.
Ripped off, dude. You know what's great? Ripped off George's face, and look, dude, even got the nose, because George's nose was longer like that, dude. That's
The,
cool.
the fact that it left the fucking marking, like that part is a nice little detail, you know?
Yeah, I dig it, dude. That's super cool. Love this one,
I can't pronounce that. Arsenic.
dude.
So sorry.
Yeah, I I tried for a while. Actually, if you go to their page, it's broken down into two names. It's like Aura something, but dope figure though, man. I like that one.
Yes.
I like that kind of transformer type head on there.
Oh,
Um,
damn. There's a couple of individual pieces. That's a sick one, man. That's a
nice.
dirty bash.
Yeah, nice card too. Yeah, I like it.
Damn. There's something really sick about those robot heads on the like military bodies.
Yeah, dude. I like that kind of cyborg look. I think either way that you do it, right? Like you put the robot head on the human type body, or
Oh,
you
the
know,
moment the human head goes on the cyborg body, it's fucking creepy, dude.
yeah.
Oh no, monsters. Oh, I did not click through this one. Vintage model railroading equipment gets no love these days. Crimped steel, lead, and copper galore used to power imaginations for generations. This old
Mm,
hardware piece has been a favorite for years, and I couldn't figure out what to do with it. So I resurrected it and fashioned this robot. Gutted of all its internals, I left the hole in the head instead of fitting something there that wouldn't have felt right.
nice, dude.
Hell to the yeah, man.
Dude,
That's
that
kind of what
is
this
really
whole thing is
cool.
all about, man.
Yeah, man. That's God. That's got a super cool look, and it's just natural. You know what I mean?
Well, and
With
talk
that plug
about
on top.
literal robot resurrection, right? It's
Hmm.
like, fuck yeah, man. That's literal.
Oh, dude, they had the antithesis Jimmy
Sitting
Folkwood
there.
piece. Yeah, back there. That was cool.
That's gorgeous, man.
Hmm. That is really cool.
Oh,
Nice pictures too.
yeah, well choreographed.
Yeah. I'll be honest, man. I think this was my favorite piece in the show. I need to hit him up. I know that he was
Valid.
saying that he was keeping one of his pieces. I wouldn't be surprised if it was this one, but bro, that thing right there, I saw that and was like, oh my God, dude, that
This is what I
is,
picture when you guys all talk about your breakfast burritos and black coffee.
bro. I see that and I'm just like, man, I think I've seen that in my dreams before, dude. That thing is creepy. I love it, dude. I love that piece. Mm. What's that body from, dude? I actually have a piece from somebody else that's a kit bash that has that exact same body, dude.
That's from, well, this part, I can't speak for the rest of it, but I think this part here is from that guy from the new Star Wars. Is it IG-88?
Okay.
I'm probably
Mm,
wrong. I'm probably have that name completely wrong, but it's the one who's like all hunched over and
yeah.
a brilliant piece, man. Gorgeous paint
Yeah.
tap, soft. Like, is that even soft pitch? Is it like rubbery piece? It was something was off in the circuitry. Something new was suddenly inside. It was so confused as the host was. Who brought me here, forsaken, deprived, and wrought with fear? Same. What was his voice? Who was inside the program? Why couldn't the program recollect anything from before this moment?
Mm,
A lot of nice storytelling. Yeah, Pope Toy is definitely Star Wars.
yeah.
And this is Ocular's second piece in the show.
Man, another good one, dude. Holy shit.
Right? Angelic, demonic, entity trapped in a robotic form results in a sort of mechanical mutation. It thinks it's here to herald the saving of the world, but it can only destroy. This fusing proves an example of how miscalculated the human effort was to channel incursions into the machines themselves.
Mm. He had talked about that one when he went live. But yeah, dude, that's dope. The three IG-88 heads.
Yeah, see, that's why I knew I was wrong about the fucking IG-88, because That's IG's head.
1, 2, 3 with like 8 arms or something. Fuck, man, that's a badass piece. That's a really cool one too.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then again, using like this like soft good style to try and cover up and blend up some of the bashing.
Yeah,
Fucking smart, man.
yeah, dude. Exactly. That's a good point.
And if anybody didn't catch it, over on Ocular Rhombus's page, they've got the full live there. They uploaded a couple days ago, going through every piece a little bit more thoroughly than we have been this evening. Mr. Von Fake Name with the T800 Matryoshka, aka Nesting Doll. So at first, I won't lie, I was staring at it going, that's a little out of the ordinary for Vaughn. Like, it's okay. And then, of course, saw the nesting doll part, and I was like, oh, fuck yourself. No way. So good, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that was really fucking well done. I didn't foresee it. Like, the seam line on the first is so fucking good.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that it was gonna pop open.
Now, is that something that was originally like that, or did he make that and turn it into what that is? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what
You got
originally
me there,
did
my
it
dude.
open up? Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I would
if it's not like that originally, that's even more impressive. You know what I
right.
mean? Yeah.
No, I think they cut that. Dremel cut that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mondo Alaki, the crude bird mecca.
Ooh.
I'm,
You want me to take a stab at that one?
I was gonna say I don't have. I didn't mean to read all that, but if you're feeling it, you and I.
I'll read a little bit of it. The background for this was back in high school, I made many stop motion films. One of the films utilized a transmetal pterosaur whom we had called Crude Bird. He was a smug bird who was the chorus of the film. The film has unfortunately been lost to time. But fast forward to now, every few months I go to visit my dear friends. They're listed there in the East Bay area. Hey, now. I take the Amtrak from Reno to Richmond. Along the way, there's Point Richmond on the other side of Marin. It's a filthy industrial dock, lots of decay and weathering. So I've always figured this was the perfect setting for the crude bird mech, basically built as a seagull mech to scavenge the bay. Interesting, dude. Yeah, click
I'm
through that
digging the
real quick,
little.
dude.
I'm digging the little pilot chips on the side.
Yeah. I thought they had pictures of man, dude, that's crazy. I thought they had pics of the area maybe, but because I know bro, where he's talking about is probably I don't know, 30 minutes from me. I go by there all the time. Into the Bay Area. But that's cool. I know exactly where he's talking about. Interesting. Massive mini horse. This robot face sculpture was resurrected from scraps, parts, and junk pieces of metal, plastic, and miscellaneous what have yous from my collectings and parts bins. This piece is built, secured, mounted to a 1/4 inch foam backer and can be hung by itself or hung attached with magnets to a metal sheet sign, both pictured. Couldn't decide on the eyes, so the exterior gold eyes can be removed using magnets to reveal the interior steel around the eyes. This robot head just sort of happened, opened up the bins with no idea or intentions, and out came this. It's fun building, creating this way. Interesting,
This
dude.
is
I like
fucking
that.
dope.
Yeah,
So
that
dope.
the piece is really dope, dude, and I like that kind of Legos approach to building a piece, dude. Like you just sit down with a bunch of pieces and see what you can do. That's sick. Did he build that on the back of like a fucking street sign, dude? What is that?
It's on foam board, I think, underneath this, but I think it would display beautifully on that. Absolutely, like that makes total
Yeah,
sense to me.
man, that's awesome, dude.
No, it's
Fuck.
gorgeous.
Yeah, dude. Whew.
LRH.
LRH, the android stands motionless, its joints seized and planting corroded. A once lethal machine now reduced to a silent rusting shell. Deep gouges in its frame tell the story of battles long past. Its voice module is broken, frozen mid command, and its limbs frozen, hydraulics long since bled dry. There's no spark of intelligence left, just a hollow processor looped in silence, replaying fragments of protocols it no longer has the power to execute. 3.75 figure static, no articulation. Nice, dude. LRH, if
Gorgeous.
you're wondering about LRH, check out last week's episode where he did an interview for us. Great, dude. Got a lot going on out there in Scotland.
Loving that paint app, man.
Mm-hmm. That kind of mossy camouflage look, really cool.
Aged and weathered. Kier's
Yeah.
Customs. Here's their entry for Ocular Rhombus's Robot Resurrection Cybernetic Squirrel. Backstory: the Kent State black squirrel population has been decimated by Akron University technological enhanced birds of prey. To combat this, Kent State grad Kier's Custom has cybernetically repaired injured squirrels and equipped them with battle armor and laser arm cannons. These are going to be 30 millimeters, a little over an inch, articulation 3 points. Damn. Arms and tail material TPV and polyethylene plastic. Gosh damn. Influence battle based Robocop and Kent State Black Squirrels. Fuck yeah, man.
Nice, dude. Yeah, that's very cool. Kiers usually works in that really smaller scale like that. That actually looks like a bigger figure than what he typically makes. Maybe height wise, it's still right in there, but it's definitely got a lot more kind of width to it. Cool, dude. A squirrel head. Interesting.
No, that's
Uh,
great.
Rokamashu says LRH has a real you know, look in his work. I agree.
Anthropological.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, we all
Nice,
have
dude. That was a
words,
good. I
man.
like that comparison that he did. You could really get a sense of the scale,
Right?
because those are not big figures. The originals are not very big, and his are half the size of that. So that kind of gives you an idea of what he's working with there.
We got the old Kevy cold cuts here. Now he's just been blasting away, man. Piece after piece after piece.
Mm-hmm.
Here we've got the cerebral cortex rises from the ashes, battle damage but not defeated. In honor of the Robot Resurrection online show tonight, hosted by Ocular Rhombus, and this one of one battle damage cerebral cortex. This is not my entry in the show, just a one-off I did inspired. Oh well, fuck. Now I feel like a dumbass. How did I mess this one up? Was
Oh,
that
the
left? Yeah,
Frankenbot, I
Bebop.
think. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. This is the entry for the online art show.
Nice,
There we
dude.
go. My apologies, homie. I should have been reading. Managed to transfer his monumental brain into a robot's body before the extinction event had wiped out all of humanity. Now, all the intelligent cybernetic being possesses all knowledge of recorded human history. He struggles to find new meaning and purpose in this desolate wasteland of a future. Fuck yeah,
Nice.
dude.
Yeah, dude. He sent us a giveaway. We'll probably do that maybe next week or the week after. We got some stuff to look at from him. But yeah, dude, nice. He did a lot of work, dude, for the show. That's cool right there, man. Dig
Yeah,
that.
killer paint app on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice weathered robot look there.
Right? Fucking folklore too, man. Went
Yes, dude.
hams.
Yes, dude.
Of
After I'd
course,
already posted the Wuze Worcester line for the Robot Resurrection 3 online art show last night, I realized that I forgot to include the image of the back of the card, which really was the whole line together. So I am reposting the images of these figures along with the lead image of the collect them all styled card back image. I'm really happy with the way these card backs turned out, and I wanted to make sure I shared the reverse side of the card. If anyone wants one of these figures, then inquire with me about the availability. Also shown are the card back on the card back and in this post. Scroll to the end of the pics are the original 12 Worcester figures that I made a couple years ago. Yeah, I think that blue one, I think he sent that one to us for a giveaway. There was one in there.
oh, back at the end here, right?
Yeah. So I guess it's, I don't know how people pronounce that out there. Is it Worcester or Worcester
Oh
or
gosh,
Worcestershire or Worcestershire? What is it?
heard them
What was
all.
it?
You listed a good number of the different ways of doing them, man.
I think I've heard all of them.
Icon 69, old steel never dies, it just waits to be re-engineered. Bam Bang, a burning armored multi-purpose brawler.
Nice.
That's a good little bash, man.
Yeah, it is, dude. I like the that all black works on that one.
Yeah, it looks like that's gonna be like the prototype for this figure here. Of
Booster.
course, head
Okay.
cases. We ended up taking a little peek at this one when they were on the show here with us this evening.
Yeah.
And then Grayskull, dude. This thing was fucking insane.
Yeah, dude. Really cool, man. We did one of those giveaways for a similar piece a couple weeks ago, but yeah, dude, I really like that figure that he did originally, dude, and then the spinoff on it. That right there is super sick. God dang, dude.
Killed this. This is a gorgeous.
Hmm.
This is such a fucking cool as hell piece.
Love that, dude. You know what's really cool too, man, is you can see that when sometimes artists are kind of going through, whatever they're going through as far as toy making, and then sometimes how that kind of translates into a showpiece. Um, a la Gray Skull Toys, dude. That's a figure that he came out with a little while ago, or a similar piece, but and then went ahead and
Like it
used it
looks
in
like there's chicken wire under here, and then he's built like a rib cage and spine similar to like that kaiju one, and then it's sitting in like this like
yeah,
cage. Because
dude.
I think that's why there's like a light inside there.
You're right. Right there, you can
Like
see
this
it.
thing
Yeah.
is fucking insane, man.
Yowzers. Yeah, dude.
Figure
Gray Skull
fetish.
Toys.
This
Figure
one is another one that was
fetish.
just fucking really, really cool, man. Whole playset vibe, all the little minis running on there. I like this.
Yeah, dude. Little Green Men, the Robot Resurrection 3 edition. Little Green Men, if you're familiar with Figure Fetish's work, he does a whole series of Little Green Men, and it's basically like random figures that are all in this kind of green tone. That I have a couple of them that I got at Assembly Required. That's another one, dude, where they were bagged up for the nice price. He's got a bunch of them sitting on the table, and there you go. Um,
Such a good fucking touch.
yeah, dude, that's really cool. Nice little details on there. Yeah,
Like
playsets rule, dude. There's the more we see those, dude, the more I like those. Um, yeah.
Feigned base. There
His
you have it, my
comment,
dude.
his comment, what's he building in there?
Right?
Yeah, what's he building in there?
What is he
Um,
building? What's he up to?
there's a certain I don't know if creepiness is the right word.
Creepiness is the
Mysterious
right
isn't
word.
the right word. I don't know what it is, but it's dystopian-esque, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's not supposed to be there, but it's supposed to be there. And I don't know what you call that, dude, but that's very feigned, is what I can say. That fits in that feigned world, no problem.
And this insane Ahimo piece. He died to save us all, and then he will be back. Yeah, like fuck you.
Insanely good, dude. That's just stupid good.
You can't bust out a piece like this and then toss the dad joke as the cherry on top.
Dude, I mean, and all his work is just like, it looks like it's straight off the fucking shelf, dude. Look at that. That's funny.
Too good, dude.
So dope.
Absolutely beautiful. Edwin Salas, little wood. G of God, G of Godzilla, the primordial circuit where divinity and monster fuse.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Very Edwin Salas, right? Like you can look at that and probably tell that's an Edwin Salas piece, dude. Not just with the wood, dude, but I think even like the look of his figures have a certain style to them, you
The
know?
cuts, even the
Yeah.
cuts, man.
That's a good one though, dude. I mean, like some of his stuff isn't as detailed as that. That's very cool, man. I like the gold teeth on there. That's sick.
I'm excited for them to be coming down to the Toy Ronto event,
Yeah,
or
dude.
fucking why do I keep doing that? The Toronto Toy Riot event.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
Double head art.
I didn't see this.
I was gonna say I didn't see this either. It looks like it's gonna be a weed tin or some kind of like a sardine tin pop. Yeah,
Oh,
there we go. Damn,
oh,
that's
nice,
fun.
dude.
Like a travel playset.
Yes. I like that, dude. You're right. It's like an Altoids tin or some shit. Nice, dude.
This is fun.
Nice stop motion video to just kind of put that all together too. Damn, look at all the parts, dude. That all comes in there. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, now I'm like, okay, well, is there a non-video version? But it seems like they're working in smaller scale there, so that might be
For
why.
sure. Yeah.
That's fun.
Nice. Yeah, I like those.
Dookie McFart Sniffle,
Oh, I
Sanguine
don't think I
Shadow,
saw
Lord of
this one
Blood.
either.
Another fatty
Nice.
kit bash. What I thought was interesting about this, and not that I'm gendering their figure, but we don't often see a lot of female figures like this. So I got that vibe from this figure. I'm not implying anything, but I got that vibe personally. Maybe because they used the Catwoman head. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. And fuck, dude, I dig it, man. Look at that shit. The right side with the arms, man, that's good, dude. I like
It's
that.
nailed it. It's elongated machine arms, allow incredible reach. It's like that's really fucking uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, that's cool though, man. Ah, that's badass.
Now available in the shop. Nicely done, the old Dookie.
How tall is that, you think? Oh, 6 inches tall. Nice. Hand
It's a big
painted
robot.
everything, UV reactive. Nice, dude. Gloss varnished.
Finish.
Nice job, Duke. Yeah.
Doc horror with fucking like four individual pieces.
Dude, that back left is fucking off the hook, dude. Oh, I
Steals the
love that.
show.
Mm,
I know they're all fun, but there is something about that one that's kind of unique that stood out to me as well. Where I was like, "Fuck yeah, you're something else." This is
yeah.
very chicken burger disco.
Yes. Great call, dude, with the feet.
Maybe
Mm.
that's what it is. Yeah, like the chonky parts.
Chicken Burger Disco, bro, he makes it look so easy. You know what I mean? When he bashes those pieces together and then he'll do like a run of them for like I don't know, like a week in a row. And you're just like, "Man, dude, that looks so not what it should be, but it works so fucking well every time." Those are all really cool,
You
man.
know, up of the head of my newest sculpt. We might have to take a little peek over there. Well,
Nice. Oh,
Dirty Yeti. Yeah, this was fat. I know I ended up
oh.
chiming into Ocular Rhombus's live just as they were pulling up this piece, man. The little Pepsi man inside of the little Coke.
Great, dude. In a world where corporate greed has reached new bounds, mega corporations are willing to do the unthinkable to its employees in order to gain that competitive edge. Special units are put in place for industrial espionage to ensure the company's success, working alongside government scientists, shrinking a human down to size permanently in order to bleed bada boo.
That's my bad, man. So
Yeah.
sorry, homie.
In order to decoy themselves as product may seem unethical, but it reaps benefits beyond what was once imagined. Micro operators of such micro machines are considered not only to be highly valuable in cost, but with the unauthorized acquisition of sensitive information that they carry with them. And once the asset has completed their assignment, the corporation can easily dispose of them. Here's my piece for Robot Resurrection 23 or 26 Industrial Espionage. Sick.
There we go, man.
Great looking piece, dude. The detail, dude, it's very, I mean, obviously very Steve Casino, but fuck,
It's fucking
dude.
sick, dude. Even just the
Oh,
concept alone
man.
is brilliant. David Denver,
Straight
Robot
up
20, Protobot, resurrected from plastic waste, medical and crafting items. It was 7 points of articulation.
dope.
Oh,
Love that one. Nice.
yeah, there's another one. I don't think. Oh, there. I don't think I had
Woo!
looked through the pictures on this. It's always so sick seeing
Oh
what the
man,
bash pre-paint at.
bro, I think he hit us with one of those setups before where it was like he showed the kit bash part and then he painted it all. I want to say it was like some sort of like speed bike type thing, right? With
Mm.
like a whole bunch of different pieces, like weird, like really common everyday shit, and then he painted it all together. Ah, man, that's good.
Chief More tattoos and July 31st. Bought for Robot Resurrection 3.
My bot for Robot
Banger.
Resurrection 3. Please go view all the other amazing artists. Yeah, dude, that's sick. So I couldn't tell. Man, I should have hit up Hurt, but I thought that this part up here in the head part,
Mhm.
um, he does tattoos or they do tattoos. I would. I wonder if there was any like tattoo machine parts used in any of that because some of them
Right.
look like they could be. Hagerstown, Maryland.
But it turned out fucking great, man.
Yeah, felt by Salsa. Ooh, Kimball Commander.
Camelbot Commander.
Latter-day Saints of the battlefield.
I thought this was fucking jokes, man. Having the little coffin as the torso.
Yeah, the last, aka Apostles of the Gunslinger. The last thing you see as you lay crying for your mother on the battlefield is the expressionless features of a porcelain angel there at just the right moment to save what's important, your hardware. Life on weapon world is cheap. Ammo isn't. The industrial war complex. Thanks for your input. Bam.
Love the fruit milk one. The Fruit Loop milk one. Always a good fucking pour.
You said fruit milk. I'm like, what's fruit milk, bro? I don't know if we have that out here.
Cave Builder Toys. Here's their figure for Robot Resurrection, Lord Tobor. And he's got this little skull roller that he rides around in as well, which I thought was fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah, dude. Mm.
Damn. I didn't realize all the head swaps.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, sick as fuck touch.
Oh, that's cool, man. I like that.
Right?
Yeah, that's cool one.
But then this is him, of course, in his little skull rider.
Now, dude, like, so what's going on with that? Did he like sculpt that and print it, or like, what is that?
I couldn't tell you, unfortunately.
That's really cool.
Bureau print. Dolobus, made to inflict pain and suffering, judge and executioner. Dolobus will crucify all it seems fit, which is all. Multiple eyes to judge all, one arm to adhere persons to fixtures, and the other with tentacles of destiny to ensure lethality. Dolobus does not discriminate between man or machine, all are judged.
Dope. Love that one, dude. Mm-hmm. Look at all the different materials on there, dude. Reminds me of like fucking Tomsky figures or something like that, dude. But that was a sick one, dude. Bureau of Print, dude. That's a great account too.
Even the incorporation of like the twine there.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. That I think that's what reminded me of like Tomsky figures. And then the left hand there too is I don't know what that is, but that's sick, man. All the different
like wiring and
yeah, really cool piece. Really cool piece. Nice.
Brain Basket Designs.
It's 7 p.m. Do you know where your Furbies are and what they might be up to? This little fellow was lonely and decided to make himself a companion. Only it's hard to manipulate metal bits with no hands, and he found a book full of spells that seemed like it might help. It took a lot of weird ingredients, and he even had to steal some blood, but I think he managed to resurrect himself a friend for life.
Prime example of good storytelling, man.
Yeah, dude. This half figure right there, that's sick, dude. Whatever that is. Yeah.
Well, that's the dude. That was the torso that we were talking about earlier on that other piece as well. That I couldn't remember what the fuck this Star Wars figure's name is.
Oh, okay. Nice, dude. Yeah, that was cool. Nice little diorama there. Yeah, basement sludge. Nice.
Fun. I liked the use of the little like display peg to have this guy kind of floating up in this leg.
Very cool.
No, that's a killer bash, man.
Yeah.
Cornobita Compressus, 2099. What the fuck's that eye, do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah. Putting it all in a matte black. That's got to be one of those little Easter eggs that you use to hide candy in, right?
Oh, good point, dude. Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
Attempts were made. Resurrection 3, after excess drinking and passing away, the Easter Bunny came back as a cyborg. Yeah, I'm not great with backstories. No, that works, man. That works fine.
Exactly. It works fine. And tells the story. There you go, dude.
I like how the colors just hit, dude. This blue is fucking great. Like every color they picked on here really slaps. Like I know that sounds dumb, but It's a
that
well
that
executed.
the pink, black, blue, silver with a little hint of yellow in there, man,
And some
like
like
it, dude.
denim blue jeans. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Something
That's
it
nice.
every pick like paint choice they picked really fucking hits.
Nice. Yeah, looks real good.
Killer work, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Ashley Kate Alvarado. This was also fucking fantastic, homie. Beautifully done. Robot Cat 3D printed original sculpt and kit bash 2026. Huge learning curve for them on this, but that's why they truly appreciate these shows so much. This was fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, dude. You know, I selected this one because the work that we've seen from her in the past is not this, dude. This is like, we always talk about people getting into these shows and doing something completely different that they're not used to
Hmm.
doing. And this is a great example of that. Um, and sick, great
No, it turned
piece,
out
dude.
great.
And what's dude, and can you imagine Lauren made a piece for this show too. And just kind of being in that environment where you have two artists making a piece for the same show. That must have been really fun to go through. But
Right?
just getting into a whole different medium. And if you haven't seen Ashley's other like chalk work, check that out.
Yeah, it's really
Yes,
fucking good.
I was surprised, dude. I was honestly surprised that she made a piece like that, and I was very, very glad to see that. Man, that's an
Right.
artist doing something completely different than what they're used to doing.
Admittedly, this would have been one of my faves, to be honest. Not just because it's one trick, but we actually even talked about this piece in particular last show. I think they ended up having a post of this guy, and just the way they ended up choosing to execute that figure was dope. Then with this one, choosing to do it the clear, but then there's almost this like color shift titanium underneath. It reminds me of like those clear Safubis when they ram all that fucking holographic wrapper stuff, cello paper inside there. It just
Yeah,
really hits, man.
it really does, dude. I think we expect so much from Max, I think, dude, just because of like the level of his work. And that's another great one, dude. That's another really good
Nailed it.
showpiece. Yeah, exactly, dude. That, like you said, that holographic whatever is on the inside is sick, man.
It's a double cast of like a silver painted one, I believe, or a titanium one.
Yeah, yeah, very nice.
We kind of nailed it, dude. We kind of figured that between the head case interview and the robot resurrection, that would be the evening. You want to let
Yeah.
these yahoos get on with their night?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Next week we got Gong Kong Studios in the house. Gong Kong Studios is the maker of this piece here. This one was painted by Ophelia, but if you're not familiar with Gong Kong, go check them out. That is another Safubi artist from here in the United States. They were sharing a table with Connor Graves Studio at Assembly Required this last February. That's another really fun account, man. We'll take a look at that. Next week, we'll do some giveaways next week with some of these head case pieces. And I don't know if there was any other, nope, there's no other shows that I have on the schedule um, that are between now and then. But thanks again to Headcase for coming in tonight. And congrats again to everybody from the Robot Resurrection show. Wild show again. Congrats, Ernie. Another good one, man. Everybody take a look at those pieces. I think Ernie has a video up as well.
The only other thing I can think of is Collected Con, April 25th, 26th.
Bam. There you
There you
go,
go,
man.
boys. Boom.